A surprisingly brief walk through the CBD brought us to Darling Harbour, where we had a gin and tonic before proceeding on to our dinner venue, which was at the end of Wolugal Walk. Cirrus. Howard thought we needed to go to one of Sydney's best and most creative seafood restaurants on our first night in Sydney, and I was quick to give my approval to his reservation proposal when we were still in Melbourne. As is usually a good sign, the menu was not long, but the items in each category indicated that very tough decisions lay ahead of us. On the sommelier's recommendation, we started off with an unusual wine. An unfiltered amber wine made from Mtswane grapes from the Pheasant's Tears winery in Georgia's easternmost region, Kakheti. It was clear to us that we were going to feel deprived if we didn't order 3 starters, so we settled on the following: a smoked ocean trout parfait with fennel pollen on top, along with pickled onions and a dollop of chervil dill tarragon cream. Torched bonito with burnet salad and kumquats, which my flash didn't produce enough light for to do the dish justice. And Fremantle octopus with yellow pepper, black olive, and chorizo oil. Both before and after enjoying this dish, I forgot to ask what the green and pale yellow bits were on one side of the plate. We had another very unusual wine, again an excellent recommendation by the sommelier, to go with our main dishes. A Taganan Blanco from the Envinate winery on the Canary Islands, made mostly from Listan Blanco, along with Malvasia, Marmajuelo, Albillo, Gual, and Forastera.
Oh, that's sensational. Yeah. What a great recommendation. Thank you.
There will be a quiz on those varieties at the end of this video. Be prepared. Our 2 mains were, in order of appearance, roasted king prawns and house-made XO sauce. As to the edible flowers, I can't provide further information, alas, nor about the leaves around them. These same flowers also garnished the second main, whole baby kingfish, which came with sorrel, smoked bone marrow, and shallots in a shiso vinaigrette. More to get additional tastes than to make sure we didn't leave hungry, we also ordered 2 vegetable side dishes. A mixture of green and bitter leaves with pistachio and pear, as well as a plate of coal-roasted celeriac with toasted walnut and brown butter. All of this added up to a heaping portion when we distributed everything to our individual plates. You will not be surprised to learn that we requested a 15-minute pause before we ordered desserts. And if you've been following my vlog, you will also not be surprised that we did order desserts after all that food. During our break, we discovered that the 4 diners at the neighbouring table were all chefs and waiters from other Sydney restaurants on their night off who wanted to try the samplings at Cirrus, and who were as enthusiastic as we were. Somewhere around this time, it also struck me that 2 of my best dinners on my Australian trip were named for cloud formations: Cumulus Inc. in Melbourne and Cirrus in Sydney. The desserts we agreed to share were a warm carrot cake with chamomile custard and yuzu, and a roast macadamia parfait with raspberry and mandarin, with a few other non-listed ingredients. Impossible to pick a favorite between these 2, in case you were wondering. Each dessert came with its own wine pairing. For the warm carrot cake, that meant an ota shuzo dokan umeshu, made from sake infused with a maceration of ume, more commonly known as Japanese plum or Japanese apricot, and kurosato or rock sugar, already a stunning drinking experience on its own. For the macadamia parfait, we were served a late-harvest royal tokai made from furmint, harslevelu, and muscat de lunel grapes. Our dinner at Cirrus, with sensational food and equally imaginative wine pairings, represented to me the quintessence of contemporary Australian cuisine. I knew I would sleep very well afterwards, even without the nighttime view of the Sydney Opera House to look at, as I nodded off.